So we did queue yesterday and few days back. Now we will do one problem on the queue, and that problem goes like this. Okay, so first I'll explain you the problem, and then when I will do the actual problem, I need your answers how to do that, because I need on every step your input. So the problem is like this. We have two queues. Okay, let's say one queue is having the items like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the items in the one queue, and another queue is having the item like this. Okay, so this is the Q1, and this is the Q2. Now the problem is like that we have to take one item from here, then take one item from here and put it in the third queue. So there is Q3. It will go like this. So I'll take one item from here, 1, and then I'll take one item from here. Then again I'll take one item from here, and then I'll take one item from here. Then I'll take one item from here, and I'll take one item from here. Okay, so now I'll take one item from here, and one item from here. So this is my ultimate final result. So this is the problem. Okay, so I'll give another example what is the problem, and then once we start building it, I want you to give me the answers whenever I will ask you. Okay, so I will give you another example. I have one queue like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have another queue which is having only 2 elements. So what will happen in this case? Previously both are having 4 elements, so we did it like this way. But what will happen if we have one queue as 2 elements and one queue with the 4 elements? So Q3 will be formed like this. So I will do one from this and one from this. Then I'll take one from this, and I'll take one from this, and then I'll take one from this. But since we don't have this here, anything here for the third one, so I'll go and add this 4 here. So it will take all from the first queue because second queue does not have other elements. So this is the answer for this one. So problem is there are 2 queues, we have to merge into one queue. That is the problem. So this is we have to do using the queue. So I will start the problem, and then I will ask questions. So let me write down here the queue function which we created yesterday, which is this one. I deleted it, but I will paste it here again. Wait. Let me paste the queue function again. So this is the queue function which we build, and everybody know how to write this function. I will not use this add to or remove to. So we are adding the item using the push. We are removing the item using the shift. Then we have the size. We have the peek. We don't need peek 2. And we have the empty one. So these are the functions of the queue. Everybody knows it. I will not repeat what exactly is the queue. And if you're new, you don't know the queue, then don't worry. In few days, we will do the new topic. You will understand that topic. So for today, you just go on listening what I am saying it. Yesterday, everybody wrote this queue problem without looking. So I am happy that everyone knows what is the queue function is. And if anyone don't know Q function, then let me know. If you have not attended, then it's okay. But if you attended but you don't understand Q, then you can ask me. Okay, so I created this function, Q function. Now I will start writing the problem which I explained a little bit. I'll open this problem and I will ask questions. So basically you will do, but I will help you in solving this problem. So since I have to create the Q1, so I will create one Q1. Let's say var Q1 is equal to new Q. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm creating a new object from this function as a Q1. And I have to add the items like this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will do Q1 dot add 1, Q1 dot add 2, Q1 dot add 3, Q1 dot add 4. Now if I want to see the Q1, I will say display to see the what is in the Q1, and I'm able to see 1, 2, 3, 4 is in the Q1. Now let's create the Q2. So I'll say var Q2 equal to new Q. So since this is a function and I want to create object, I will always use the new keyword before the name of this function. And I say var Q2 equal to new Q. And I will go on adding these items A, B, C, D. So I'll say Q2 dot add A, Q2 dot add B, Q2 dot add C, Q2 dot add D. Now I want to see what is there in Q2. I will say Q2 dot display, and I will able to see A, B, C, D here. And if I say Q1 dot display, I'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is here, and Q2, which is this one. Now we have to write. Now we have to write the Q3, which will take as I explained before. Okay, so let's write a function. I'll create a function. Maybe I can say function. This project is called weave. Okay, so I will create a function weave. Let's write on simple function. Okay, and this function will return Q3. So I will say return Q3. Q3 is nothing but this Q3. So it should return this ultimate answer, this one. Since Q3 is Q, so we have to take this Q and merge it to the Q3. So this is also a Q. Okay, so I will create a Q. So I will say var Q3 equal to new Q. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a Q, this Q, but inside this function. So this Q3 is equal to new Q, and I'm returning Q3. Here I have to do some calculations, which is based on my explanation. Calculation. Okay, why I'm creating Q3? I'm creating Q3 to do the function. But let's say for a time being, don't worry about this function. I will put this outside the function, and we will put it inside the function later on. Okay, so don't worry about this function. Let's put Q3 outside the function. We'll do some work, and later on we'll put it in the function so that we can use it again and again. I want to put it in the function so that I can use this part of the code again and again. But for time being, I will not put it in the function. I'll do without a function, and then I will export it into the function. So that is, I will copy and paste it in some function. For time being, don't worry about the function. Okay, so now Q3 should consist of A, 2, B, 3, 4, C, 4, D. That is this. Okay, like this we have to go. So since I have to go through all elements of this, and I have to go all elements of this, then what is the looper function I should call here? What should I call? So Anand is saying for loop. Okay, for loop is one good. What about other people? What do you think? Should we use? Ole is saying view for loop. How is saying while loop? Okay, let's see for all. Ali is saying for loop. Okay. Any other? Any other answer? Okay, so either for or while. Someone is saying for loop, someone is saying while loop. We will see which one is good and which one is not good. Okay, so if I use for loop, for example, I start with I equal to 0, I less than, maybe I can say q1 dot size. Okay. Okay, maybe I can say q1 dot size. Right, so to loop the q1. Since we have to merge two, that means we have to take this q also, q1 also, and then q2 also, because we have to mix the two. So if I say q1 dot size, I can't see the screen. Can you see screen now? Are you on mobile or computer? Krish, are you on mobile or computer? Anybody having the problem in seeing my screen? So what are you seeing, Krish? Anshi, you cannot see? Anshi, can you see the screen? I can't see. So what are you able to, what is displayed in your screen? Is it blank or it's a blank screen? Okay, let me unshare the screen and share it back. Let's see. I unshared it and now I'm not clear. So can you check? Can you see my screen now? Okay, yes, now you can see. It's okay. So if I use the for loop, then what is the problem? I had to, go one for loop for q1, and then I have to go another for loop for q2. Okay, so this is the q1. Okay, we have to use push is not there. We have only three functions: add, remove, size, peek. These 4 or 5 functions we have. So push is inside it. So we should not use the push outside it. Okay, we have to use this queue, and push is hidden behind the queue. So we will not use the push here. We cannot use the push. We have to use the queue function to implement our problem. Okay, so J. So what is the problem here? If I use for loop, I have to use 2 for loop because I have to run through all the Q1 and I have to run all Q2. Now the problem will be, one will be run with all ABCD with for loop, and 2 will be run with all ABCD. 3 will be run for all ABCD. That is what it will create a more problem. So 4 will run with all ABCD. That means our complexity will increase to n into n. So this is the n, this is another n square. The complexity will go to n square, and that is not advisable. So the for loop is not good in this situation. So that is the reason we have to use while loop. Okay, now we have to use while loop. That is why I gave the reason, because with the for loop we have to run this multiplied by this. We will not, so multiplication is getting too bigger and bigger, and it will increase our problem complexity. So if I use while loop, I have to run all through this element, and I have to run all through this element. So what condition I should put here so that it should run all this and then it should run all this? That's it. Then we are out of this while loop. So what is the condition? I want you to think on the condition which I should put here so that it should cover all of this one and it should cover all of this one. For each case, we have to remove this element 1, and we have to remove this element and put it in the Q3. Since we will be removing it, slowly Q1 will become empty after some time. And I will also remove this from the Q2. So slowly Q2 will also become empty. Since both will be empty, so we have to put this some condition here that after both are empty, we should stop this while loop. So what is the condition we should put here? Everyone should think on the condition based on these functions which we have. What condition I will put here in the while, so that when I empty this hole and I empty this hole, I should be out of the while loop. So the problem is that we have to take 1 this, 2 this, 3 this, 4 this, and after 4 all this will become empty and this will become empty, and so we will be coming out of the loop. So what is the condition I should put so that I know that Q1 is empty and Q2 is empty, so that I should come off the while loop? So give me one condition here. Think about the condition, and if you don't know, then it's fine. I will tell you the condition, but try to think. Those who have advanced knowledge of JavaScript or those who can think on it can give me the condition. What condition I should use with any of this function? I have to use any of this function. I cannot say push or shift. I cannot use shift. We have to use only these functions. So what condition I should check here so that I know both Q1 and Q2 are empty, so that I can come out of the while loop? Think and answer it and write down. Empty, the answer is right, empty, but what will you write it? Okay, if you think empty, what will you write it? Some people may think peek, that is also right. Some people may think empty, that is also right. But what will you write? Empty, then what? I cannot say empty like this. You have to give me the full statement. Okay, Q1, if not Q1.empty and Q2.empty, it's a Q2 second time. Yes. If Q1.empty, that is if Q1 is empty and Q2 is empty, both are empty. If not empty, we should go into the while loop. Okay, this is one condition. Let me see what others can give. Okay, one person, only one person has answered it. I want other answers from others. Give me answer fast. So we can write different ways. One person has answered, Nikhil has answered Q1.empty and Q1.Q2.empty and not in front of it. Okay, another one is saying Q1.size. Okay, if size is greater than 0 plus Q2.size. Okay. Okay, this is also nice answer. Q1 dot size is if size is greater or any of them size is greater, then we should be in the while loop, right? Okay. Any other answer? You can use anything. Both are correct. You can use anything. Okay. Anand is saying Q1. There is no Q1 0. Q1 is object. There is no Q1 0. Q1 is not data. So you can check the array. Q1 is not array. Q1 is object of Q. So you cannot check Q1 0. Okay. If I try to see Q1, it's an object. So you cannot check Q1 0. Okay. So the two answers which I got, both looks very right to me. Okay, I got another one. Q1 dot empty and Q2 dot empty is not equal to 0. See, Q1 empty, if you go with the empty function, it's written true or false. Since it is true or false, you cannot compare it with 0 or 1. You have to compare with true or false only. Okay. So two answers I like. One is not Q1 dot empty and Q2 dot empty. Another one is size also is correct. And let's see any other answer. So I will write one way. I see a couple of ways, but I'll write one way. So I will say not Q1 dot empty. All are correct. Means both the answer which I see is correct. So I'll see first Q1 dot empty. If it is not empty, then that means something is there in the Q1 or Q or not Q2 dot empty. So when I'm saying not empty means something is there in the Q1 and or something is there in the Q2, then we will run it. So let's try to see what it gives. If I say Q1 dot empty, I'm getting false. Okay, if I put not Q1 dot empty, I'm getting true because something is there in the Q1. That's the reason. If I put not, that means empty means nothing is there. But if we have something, then not will become true. And if I say not Q2 dot empty, then it is coming true. So if either of them is true, that means something is there in Q1 or Q2. So what I will use, if not Q1 dot empty or not Q2 dot empty. You can use other thing also what you have pasted in the chat, like size part or not of ampersand. That is also correct. But for now, for my program, I'm using this one. Okay. Now what we have to do, while we'll run till when? Till this is empty and this is empty. Both are empty. So both should be empty. When both will be empty, then it will come out of this loop. Otherwise, it will run this loop and we will be able to see here console something here we will be able to see. Now I have to take one element from this and put it inside the Q3. What should I write to do that? I have to take one element from this and put it inside the Q3. What should I write first statement here? No, again, you cannot put this false and one is you are putting and another is false. This will not work. So tell me, what should I put first line? I have to put one element from Q1 and put it inside the Q3. if not q1.empty, q3.add, q1.remove. Okay, I got one answer. Let's see what others are answering. I have to take one item from this and put it inside the q3. Okay, K, it is saying q3.add, q3.add is q1.remove. Okay, I got two answers. Let's see, any other answer? Okay, q3.add, q1.remove. Okay, same thing. Okay, any other answer? Okay, so I like this answer, whatever you have given. So the thing is that how has given more accurate results, though the answer is this, but he has put the if condition. That is better because sometimes we don't have that. So the answer will be we have to put in the inside the q3. So to put it, we have to use the add function. So I'll say q3.add, and what we have to put, we have to remove it from this one, q1, and we have to remove the first element. So we'll use this remove function. Remove will remove the first element from the q1. So I will say q1 dot remove. So this is the thing. This will, what it will do, it will take the q1 and remove it and put it inside the q3. But we can only do if q1 has some element in it. So we need to put the if condition. So I will say if not q1.empty. That means I have to check that q1 should not be empty. If it is empty, I cannot remove anything. And if it is empty, if I try to put it, that means undefined will go inside the q3 and not the real one. So we have to always check if q1 dot, it should not be empty. It should have some element in it. If it has some element, then what I will do, I will put inside the q3 the first element by using the q1 dot remove. And then I have to put this one from the q2. What will I write after this so that I can add this into the q3? What should I put here now? Because I added q1, now I have to add the q2 part. I have to remove from this q2 and I have to put it in the q3. So what should I write here again? I already put q1. Now I have to take it from the q2 and I have to add it. This is q2. What should I write? No one is answering. Fast, 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 fast. Same thing but q2, right? Same thing but q2. So we should not put else condition. We should only use if condition. Because if I use else condition, then either this or this will go. But next, not, its problem is not that. Problem is we have to take it from here and take it from here and add it. So else will not work. So we have to use another if condition. And I will say not, right, q2 dot empty, and we have to add same thing here like this. So I will say q3 dot add q1 dot q2 dot remove. Okay, so what, let's run through it. We have q1 and q2. It will check q1 is empty. No, it's not empty. So it will go inside it. It will say q1 dot remove. So it will remove one and put it inside the q3. Then it will check q2. Q2 is empty? No. So then it will take from the Q2, put it inside the Q3. Then the loop will run again. It will check again this part. It will add 2. Then it will add here B. And then it will come again. And then it will add 3 here. And it will add C here. And then it will run again. It will add 4 here. And then it will add D here. After D, it will go again this while loop. It will check Q1.empty. Yes, it is empty. So it will check this one, Q2.empty. Yes, it is empty. So both are empty. So it will go out. And we will get the Q3 in the final. So let's check Q3.display here to see what is there in the Q3. So when I run Q3, the answer is coming 1A, 2B, 3, C, 4, D as expected in this problem. Now let's run through this too. Since I have to run multiple times, I will put this inside the function and name it as weave, and it will take 2 parameters. I will name it as, for example, Q1 and Q2. So previously I was just using Q1 and Q2. Here in this function I will pass 2 parameters, Q1 and Q2, and I will pass Q1 and Q2 inside this function, and I will run it. I will put all the code here, and instead of Q1 I will use Q1, Q2, Q1, Q1, Q2, Q2. Only I change the name because we are using the function and we are passing it as Q1 and Q2. So I change the name, and inside I will display it Q3 in the end. Okay, so I created a function so that I should not call this again and again. I will call only this function. Now let's try to do this too. I will create var Q1 equal to new Q, and I will say var Q2 equal to new Q, and inside Q1 I will add 1, 2, 3, 4, and for Q2 I will add only 2 elements, A and Q2 dot add B. Let's check Q1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check Q2. I have A and B. Okay. Now I will pass this Q1 and Q2 inside this function. So instead of Q1 I will say Q1 and Q2. So what I'm doing, I'm calling the function with my Q1 and Q2. When they go inside the function, they will go as a Q1 and Q2, and it will do same thing what we did previously, and it will give me the solution. Let's see if what's coming. So here I'm getting 1A, 2B, then 3, 4 as explained here. So if we have 2 without any extra elements, we will get 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all about this weave function. So I'll give you 2 minutes to write down this function, and when it's done, let me know. Okay, so remember this function, v function. This is very important function. So we will be, we will be doing lot of 100, 200 or 300 problems, and every problem you should write down in your some notepad, because after 3-4 months you can revise it again and again what you did. Okay, so that's the reason you have to write down and keep it safe that this is the problem, you have done it. Okay, I will put it in my website also. I'll share the link tomorrow. Right now I have not put it in the website. So tomorrow I will give a similar problem, but there will be slight twist in the problem. Right now we are using weave. Tomorrow is another problem, but it is similar to this, but it is different one. Tomorrow I'll give that one. So that's all for today. I'll just stop the recording.